Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Trotwood Madison City School District work session, April 7th, 2022, to order. Ms. Allen, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Mr. Andrews.
Yes.
Mrs. Jeter Freeman.
Yes.
Mrs. Cherry.
Yes.
And Ms. Moore.
Yes, the meeting has been called to order. Will you please join us in a pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Tonight, we have our mission statement read by Tasia Sutton, a 7th grader at the middle school. 8th grader. Oh, 8th grader. I am sorry. I stand to be corrected. That matters when you're in middle school, all right? My apologies.
Hi, my name is Tasia Sutton. I'm an 8th grader and I have a 4.2 GPA and also the mission of the Trotwood Madison Middle School is to graduate all students to prepare to excel in a global society with commitment to lifelong learning by guaranteeing a challenging curriculum facilitated by innovative and dedicated staff, community participation, and state-of-the-art resources in a stimulating atmosphere. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good. It's like my favorite part of the meeting, okay? I now need a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
I'll move.
I'll second.
It's been properly moved and second. Are there any changes, additions? No? Okay. Being none, Ms. Allen, will you please call the roll?
Mrs. Jeter Freeman.
Yes.
Mr. Andrews.
Yes.
Mrs. Cherry.
Yes.
And Ms. Moore.
Yes, the agenda has been adopted. Next up, we're moving through the agenda pretty quickly, so just hold on and hang in there with us. We have a special presentation. It's the Upward Bound Program presentation by Dr. John Amini. Little bit about him before he comes up to share information about the Central State Upward Bound Program. John Amini, Jr. is the Director of Upward Bound Program at Central State University. He is a known advocate for literacy for low-income and first-generation populations. He is a fellow of Central State University, Presidential Fellowship Institute, and Educational Opportunity, Personnel Emerging Leadership Institute as well. He is a board member of Bruner Literacy Center. He received his master's degree from Florida International University in Miami, Florida, and a Bachelor of Science from Wiley College in Marshall, Texas. He has previously held the following positions: Manager, Operations and Administrative Support, Family and Community Violence Prevention Program, Assistant Professor at Central State University, Director, Hotel and Restaurant Management, Wiley College, Marshall, Texas, Assistant Manager, Wyatt Cafeteria. He was selected and trained in community policing by the Vandalia Police Department. Since then, he has been actively involved in community activities. He is happily married to Kate Amini with twin boys. And if I say these names and I mess them up, just bear with me. Is it Namika and Namidi? Thank you. And a daughter, Namika. He has been a resident of Dayton, Ohio for almost 3 decades. Little bit of overview of the Upward Bound program. The Central State University Upward Bound program is a pre-college program of robust academic instruction, career exploration, tutoring, and counseling for 9th through 12th grade students who have a 2.5 GPA or less and who are income eligible and are first generation. CSU Upward Bound is a federally funded program by the United States Department of Education, currently serving students at Thorogood, Marshall, Meadowdale, and Jefferson High Schools. Let's give Dr. Amini a big round of applause. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much, Madam President, for the introduction, also for the invitation. Again, also to thank the board for giving me the opportunity to share what we do at Central State University. My name is John Anene, and I work for Central State University. Though I'm going to go straight to the PowerPoint, so at any given time, please feel free to ask any question. Central State University, Upward Bound, has been in existence for more than 40 years, and also has graduated people from all walks of life, from doctors, politicians, principals. So it has been here. So what we try to do is to get into Trotwood. So as we do the presentation, okay, this is what we're going to go through tonight. So we're going to do the overview and then talk about the need in Trotwood, what based on our research, the objectives of Upward Bound, the services we provide, the outcome of what we've done as a Upward Bound program, and others. My thing went too fast. Wait. Okay, good. All right. The purpose of this meeting tonight is to discuss Upward Bound proposal we submitted on behalf of Trotwood High School. And also we'll talk about the need and why we submitted it, and when, if it's funded, our expectations and also your expectations from us. So what happened was we submitted a proposal on behalf of Trotwood High School, January 31st of this year. You know, when the federal government announced proposal, you have a little window to gather your information and submit the proposal. Prior to that, I had a meeting with the former principal before he left. Then we had a very good discussion. He bought into it, but he told me he's going to be leaving. That was during the COVID and it was shut down. So by the time the announcement was made by the federal government, that was in December, Christmas time, and you have to submit it immediately after January. So we tried as much to gather information and also to contact Trotwood what we're doing. So what I'm doing tonight is I don't want to be a surprise. Tomorrow, a grant is funded to be at Trotwood, and say, how did we get in here? Nobody knew about it. So I want to make sure we go on the same page. Any moment from now, the announcement will be made by the federal government. So when it's made, we'll come back again, and we're hoping it will be made so that we will be able to serve our students in Trotwood. Okay, Madam President already talked about the introduction about Upward Bound. So, Central State Upward Bound, as she mentioned, it's a pre-college program. We deal with the 9th graders to 12th graders. So we come to the school, and we tutor them. We do mentoring, counseling, and also our goal is to make sure they go to college and graduate. So we look for students who are 2.5 GPA or less. This is what the federal government says. Though you may have 2 point or above, but you may have some social issues, some other issues which may allow the student to come into the program. And also the parents has to be income eligible and also first generation. So again, I would like to thank everybody because taxpayers, that's why we're here. We are funded because you guys pay taxes. So the program is your program, it's your tax money. Take advantage of it. So each time I have opportunity, I thank taxpayers because without taxes, the federal government will not be able to fund these programs. So it's federally funded by the Department of Education to increase the number of first generations and low incomes to go to college and graduate. Okay, so when we were writing our proposal, we look at some of the needs in Trotwood, and these are some of the things we found out. So, education attainment level of adults in Trotwood, you find out Ohio is the first one on left, middle is a nation, and then Trotwood at the bottom. So if you look at people with associate degree, those are good. The federal government, Ohio is almost 90, you can see from here, almost 90 something. Then followed by federal, and then that of Trotwood is less than, I can't go see my chart. Like the blue one, so it's very low. And also the same thing with the bachelor's and also graduate programs. So again, for us to make a good argument with the federal government, we look at the dropout rate, both the state, national, and Trotwood. State of Ohio has a 4.3% dropout rate. Nationwide is a 5.2, and in Trotwood is 19.5. So that's a good argument to be made why we should have the program here in Trotwood. Again, we looked at college going rate. State for Ohio is 66.2%. Nationwide is 63.2%, and the Trotwood is 34%. Then we looked at the school retention rate in Ohio. Ohio retains 97% of their high school, while Trotwood retains 60.8%. So these are some of the samples we picked up when we wrote the need for Trotwood to have a upward bound. So that's just a little stuff together. The other information we picked up, like income level, housing, media income, employment, other stuff. So I'm going to go towards the objectives of upward bound. All the upward bounds in the Federation, all of us have the same objectives. The federal government provides the objectives. The difference between Central State and Ohio State or UD or Sinclair is the number, the percentage you want to serve. So we may serve, Central may say we're going to serve, let me take the first objective, so I'll give you an example. Okay, all of us are funded to serve a certain number of students. Then second one, enhance academic performance, GPA. So we know that we must look at students who have 2 points or less. So if Trotwood, I'm just talking from my head, Trotwood has 50% of the students have less than 2.5. So my objective may be, I will do 60%, 10%. If I say 70, that's too ambitious. Because the state, so that's how the objectives are the same for all the schools, but the number you're serving will be different. Again, another one is number 3, academic performance standard test. We offer ACT every Saturday by mastery prep. So we do that. No, though some schools will tell you ACT is not required anymore. They're lying to you, because the ACT, that determines the scholarship, that determines the program you're going to go into. However, all my kids now, they graduated, so two of them went to Ohio State, one went to Indiana. They went to school almost free, because the ACT was very high, and then they were looking for them. One did engineering, one did a business. So the ACT, anybody who tells you ACT is not required is lying to you. If your child comes in there, he or she is going to pay the school fees. If I come in with 2.0 or 2.5, and somebody coming with 4.0 with ACT 30 or 29, you do the math. Also, we do another objective is the school retention and graduation level, secondary school graduation. So those are the objectives, the standard objectives. The only difference is that each program, each institution will determine the percentage they will serve. Based on certain numbers, you have to compare the city, compare the state and federal, and then come up with your objective. So these are the services we provide. We provide counseling and academic advising. We help them select classes, and also we come to the schools to check on them, making sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. With social media now, we have Remind, we have One Call, we have Google Classroom, TikTok, Facebook. So we try to meet them where they are. Tutoring and the supplemental instructions, we come to our school after bell to help them with homework. We don't reteach the classes. We help them homework and then make sure they're following and they're doing well in classes. We do career explorations, many career fairs. What do you want to do when you grow up? When you graduate. So we introduce them to certain people in different fields by coming to do workshops and do presentations or shadow them. Financial aid assistance. Every year from October 1, we conduct financial aid. We invite the parents and also the students to participate. I know you guys know, because when you're dealing with the population we're dealing with, it's difficult to provide some information, mostly social security number, or federal government announcement. So we try to let them know it's okay for you to help. You're trying to help your child to get that money to go to school. Cultural enrichment. We just came back from Savannah and Atlanta, Georgia. We spent 1 week last week for spring break. We took them to different places, Human Rights Museum, Coca-Cola, Aquarium, Zoo, Savannah State University, Georgia Southern, Kennedy Shore, University of Georgia State, and different universities, Otis Brown, Spelman. So we expose them to different colleges and universities, so when they're making a decision, they will be well informed. We're not supposed to pressure them to go to Central State University. Our job is to expose them to different universities, so when they're making decisions, they can make good decisions. If they come to Central State, yay! But we cannot force them to come to Central State, so because it's federally funded. Then the next one, others will provide services for the parents on need basis. Normally, we do have a parents meeting whereby we discuss certain things. Okay, I'm going to show you the outcomes so far with our program. So if you look at this, that's the high school graduation and post-secondary enrollment. This is from the figure of our program. So for the past 4 years, 2018, we graduated 11 students from the program, and that was 100% of seniors who were graduated. So for the past 4 years, we have a 100% graduation rate. There are those who went to college. Out of 11 out of 9, 9 out of 11 went in 2018, 15 out of 20, 10 out of 12, and the 2021, 11. So you can see the percentages of our students who matriculate from in college. If you look at the package I gave you, there's a newsletter in there. You will see our students those who recently graduated from college. We try to showcase them. So the question is that how much does it cost to have a broadband or to be in the program? It does not cost anything. It's free because it's all the services we provide, going on field trips, doing educate dinners, workshops, even the t-shirts, bags, all everything is free. So it does not cost them anything. So in addition to that, we also pay them stipend. Every student who is in the program receives a stipend every month. So that's, in a nutshell, that's the simplicity of program. Again, thank you very much for giving the opportunity to come and present. Anybody have any question?
Okay, this is good information. This is really great information. As a matter of fact, Dr. Cosby,
Yes.
when I shared with you that I'd like to have Dr. Amin come and speak with the board, we have a program. Didn't we have something here in Trotwood?
Well, what I found out, because I did do a little investigation many years ago, many years ago. I mean, like Miss Miracle and more recent counselors didn't remember, but we have before. Actually, I talked to Mr. McCray, because he has this history, and that's who you spoke to. You said the former principal, if I'm not mistaken. And he said he remembered speaking with you about coming. And so we're excited about it. He had called. Remember when he said that someone had called and started a conversation? So that was the conversation. So we haven't done it in a while, but we're real excited about starting, and the price is just perfect. And what you offer for that price is phenomenal. I am familiar with it. They did have it in Mount Healthy when I was there.
Okay.
And it was an excellent program. And so, yeah, so we would like to continue the conversation. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for going on and putting it through for us.
But thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
Dr. Amini, you said the students get a stipend too?
That's correct. Actually, last year, well, it's not happening anymore. During the COVID 2020, 2021, because we had a lot of money, each of them was receiving $100 a month, plus a gift card, because the federal government told us since they're not coming, and then they are hungry, so we were providing program gift card, $100 plus $100 gift card, and also $100 stipend. But then it has come down now to 40, so we give them 40 every month. Yes, sir.
First of all, Dr. Nina, thank you for the presentation. And I would like to let you know that I went through the Upper Bound program at Central State University back in
Dr. Lewis.
with
Dr. Lewis,
with the
okay.
late, great Dr. Joseph D. Lewis.
Yes, correct.
And it is a good program. How many students would be, do you have a quota on how many students you can take from Trotwood?
Okay, yes, we'll be funding 50 students.
50?
That's correct.
What about transportation? Are the students responsible for getting there? And how many days a week and what are the hours?
Okay, we pray it will be funded. If it's funded, one of the things we need is a space in the high school for us to come after bell. So the kids will gather there, will bring snacks. Are you talking about transportation after school?
Right, transportation from the high school to Central State.
No.
They come
No,
to
we come to the high school.
Okay.
Yeah, they come
The
to
only
the high school.
the only time they will come to CSU campus, actually I'm in Dayton, I'm not in Wilberforce, my office is in Dayton. So that's across from Mount Street Academy. That's where we are, CSU Dayton. So but The only time they will come over there, if we're having a Saturday section, or during the summer camp, or we're having a meeting. But other ones will come to the school. We come to school and deliver the checks. We come to the school to do tutoring.
Well, the services provided pretty much hit a lot of our strategic goals. I mean, it aligns perfectly with what Trotwood's mission vision is for our students. So we are super excited about that. So what would be the next steps? You said that you're going to, what are we gonna do, Superintendent, next steps?
The next step is that everybody should be praying that there is funded. We're waiting for the federal government to announce.
That's tomorrow.
Is that tomorrow?
No, I don't. Anytime from now. So we don't.
Oh,
federal
from
government.
then.
Yeah, federal government is very unpredictable. So it may take some time. They may announce it in May, but we hope they will announce it soon because the program starts June 1.
Okay.
June 1?
Yes.
Okay.
So once we get the announcement and we pray that it's going to be successful, then we'll let you know.
So what can we do here at Trotwood to prepare our students for this information?
Once it's announced, we will come. If, hopefully, they'll give us the audience, maybe in a cafeteria or in auditorium to make a presentation
Okay.
and then start to recruit. So we will use. I mean, the counselor will be very, very helpful to identify those students, making recommendations, and the teachers also.
So does it start at ninth grade or could
Ninth.
this be, so we would be 59th graders?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? Board? Thank you. Thank you so much. That was an awesome presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you very much
We
for having me.
appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
By the way, for God, for Central, for State, all right? Yeah, I am a Central State graduate, so I'm excited. And Mr. Andrews is a Central State graduate as well, so we're excited. Next up, we're still under presentations. We have